Imagine a realm where the very air bites with a cold so profound it steals your breath, where the wind screams like ancient spirits, and ice, an endless, desolate canvas, stretches into an eternal twilight. This is Antarctica, the Earth's last forbidden frontier. Not merely a frozen wasteland, but a continent twice the size of Australia, larger than all of Europe, holding 90% of the world's ice, and guarding secrets that defies human history. Beneath its mile-thick glaciers, whispers echo of structures that shouldn't exist, maps that predate discovery, and the tantalizing possibility of lost civilizations or visitors from beyond the stars. Why does this land, so remote and untamed, feel like a vault sealed by time itself? For centuries, it was a ghost on the edge of ancient charts, a mythical terror whispered by explorers who never reached its shores. Even with our satellites and advanced science, Antarctica remains the least explored place on the planet. Its vast interior, millions of square kilometers of uncharted ice, is a fortress, impenetrable and silent. Yet as our probes pierce deeper with radar and high-altitude imaging, shadows of the impossible have begun to emerge. Mountains shaped with uncanny precision, doorways seemingly carved into cliffs, and trails in the snow that hint at something, or someone, moving across the ice. These discoveries spark questions that science struggles to answer. Is Antarctica hiding the ruins of a forgotten world, or something far stranger? Its gripping defiance of understanding is compounded by international treaties that lock it away, limiting access to a select few. Vast regions are off-limits, even to seasoned researchers. Why such secrecy? What lies beneath the ice that demands such control? Some speak of hidden bases where experiments too wild for the world above unfold in silence. Others point to ancient maps, like the Piri Reis chart from 1513, which appears to show Antarctica free of ice, as if drawn by a civilization with knowledge we can't fathom. And then there are the chilling tales of unseen presences in the endless white, creatures lurking in the deep, and encounters that challenge reality itself. Tonight, I'm Mr. H, your guide through mystery history for sleep, and we're plunging into the heart of this frozen enigma. We'll peel back the layers of ice and time, uncovering the truth behind formations that look too perfect to be natural. We'll explore the chilling accounts of explorers who felt watched in the vast silent expanse, and probe the science that reveals a very different Antarctica, one of ancient forests and hidden lakes teeming with life. We'll ask whether the whispers of advanced technologies, lost cities, or even extraterrestrial visitors could hold a shred of truth. Each step will pull us deeper into a land where silence speaks louder than words. As we begin our journey, prepare to be captivated by a discovery that has stunned the world. Imagine yourself soaring above the endless white expanse of Antarctica, where the ice glitters under a pale, fleeting sun, and jagged peaks pierce the frozen silence. In the heart of the Ellsworth Mountains, a sight stops you cold. A towering structure, its four sharp faces converging to a pointed summit, rises from the ice like a monument from another world. This is no ordinary mountain. It's a pyramid, eerily similar to the ancient wonders of Giza, yet standing in the most unlikely place on Earth. Discovered in 2016 through satellite imagery, this formation ignited a firestorm of questions. Is it merely a trick of nature, sculpted by eons of relentless wind and frost? Or could it be a relic of a forgotten civilization buried beneath the ice for millennia? Welcome to the mystery of the Antarctic Pyramid, a puzzle that challenges everything we believe about this frozen continent. The Ellsworth Mountains, a remote and rugged range in West Antarctica, stretch across a landscape few humans have ever seen. Near the Patriot Hills Research Base, this particular peak stands 4,150 feet tall, its stark silhouette cutting through the snow. When satellite images first revealed it, the internet erupted with speculation. From above, its four triangular faces and sharp apex mirror the geometry of Egypt's Great Pyramid, a structure built with such precision it still baffles engineers today. The Antarctic Pyramid's symmetry is uncanny. Its faces appear almost too perfect, too deliberate to be the work of natural forces. Yet geologists are quick to offer an explanation rooted in science. They call this formation a nunatak, a rocky peak that juts above the ice sheet, exposed to Antarctica's relentless elements. Over millions of years, fierce winds, freezing temperatures, and cycles of thawing and refreezing have carved the stone into this striking shape. This process, known as freeze-thaw weathering, is not unique to Antarctica. In other cold regions, like the Swiss Alps, similar forces have sculpted peaks like the Matterhorn into dramatic angular forms. The Antarctic pyramid, geologists insist, is simply a product of nature's artistry, its sharp edges the result of erosion rather than human hands. They point out that other nunataks across the continent bear similar features, their exposed surfaces worn smooth by the elements. But here's where the story takes a turn. Most nunataks have one or two flat faces at most. This formation boasts four, each aligned with a precision that feels almost architectural. Its near-perfect geometry sets it apart, raising a question that science struggles to dismiss. Could nature alone create something so deliberate? For those who look beyond textbook explanations, the pyramid's existence sparks wilder theories. Some researchers and a growing number of independent theorists suggest this is no mere mountain. Could it be a remnant of a civilization that once thrived in Antarctica before the ice claimed the continent? The idea seems far-fetched, but it gains traction when you consider the pyramids found across the globe. In Egypt, Mexico, and Peru, these structures share common traits: wide bases, sloping sides, and often in alignment with cardinal directions or celestial events. Some argue this points to a shared architectural knowledge, perhaps passed down from a single ancient source civilization that could have reached even the southernmost edge of the world. The Bosnian pyramids, a controversial discovery in Eastern Europe, further fuel this speculation. There, some claim that large hills hide stepped pyramids from a prehistoric era. Their smooth slopes and aligned corners suggest human design. Mainstream archaeologists dismiss these claims, but the parallels with Antarctica are striking. Satellite imagery of the Ellsworth Range reveals more than just one pyramid-like formation. Scattered across the region are other peaks and ridges, some with square bases or symmetrical lines buried beneath layers of snow and ice. Could these be part of a larger complex, a city of pyramids lost to time? The idea is tantalizing, especially when you consider the region's inaccessibility. Antarctica's ice sheet, over a mile thick in places, hides most of its secrets from view. Harsh weather and international regulations make large-scale exploration nearly impossible, leaving these formations as enigmas glimpsed only from above. But there's another layer to this mystery, and one that ties the Antarctic pyramid to a document from centuries past: the Piri Reis map. Drawn in 1513 by an Ottoman cartographer, this map is a marvel of early geography, depicting South America with startling accuracy for its time. More astonishingly, it includes a southern landmass that eerily resembles Antarctica's true coast, not as the ice-covered continent we know today, but as it might have looked millions of years ago, free of its frozen shell.
In the 1960s, historian Charles Hapgood proposed a radical theory. The Piri Reis map was compiled from far older sources, possibly from a seafaring civilization that mapped the world thousands of years before recorded history. Could such a civilization have built structures in Antarctica, leaving behind the pyramid we see today? Hapgood's ideas, though dismissed by many academics, resonate with those who see the Antarctic pyramid as more than a natural oddity. If the continent was once ice-free, as geological evidence suggests, it could have been habitable long before modern humans emerged. Fossils of ancient forests found in places like the Beardmore Glacier prove that Antarctica was once a lush, temperate land. Could an advanced society have flourished here, constructing monuments that rival those of other ancient cultures? The pyramid's alignment and structure hint at a purpose beyond mere chance, perhaps a temple, a marker, or even an observatory built to harness the stars in a world without ice. Yet the mystery deepens with more recent discoveries. In 2023, satellite images revealed additional anomalies in the Ellsworth Range. ridges that form near-perfect grids and shapes that resemble buried walls or foundations. These findings, though unverified, have fueled speculation of a hidden city beneath the ice, its outlines only now emerging as the climate shifts. Some theorists go further, suggesting the pyramid is not just a relic of humans, but a marker left by an extraterrestrial presence. The precision of its design, they argue, mirrors structures found in ancient sites rumored to have otherworldly origins, like the Nazca Lines or Stonehenge. Could the pyramid be a beacon, a signal left by visitors who once walked this frozen land? Skeptics counter that these ideas stretch beyond reason. The Antarctic pyramid, they insist, is a natural formation, its symmetry a coincidence born of geological processes. The additional structures seen in satellite images could be artifacts of digital distortion or the play of light and shadow on the ice. As for the Piri-Reis map, mainstream scholars argue it depicts a hypothetical southern continent, not Antarctica itself, based on myths of Terra Australis rather than lost knowledge. Yet even they admit the map's accuracy is puzzling, and the pyramid's perfect form remains a challenge to explain fully. What makes this formation so compelling is its context. Antarctica is not just remote, it's a place where the rules of the world seem to bend. The continent's isolation, its restricted access, and its history of strange discoveries create a backdrop where the impossible feels plausible. As we stand on the edge of this mystery, one question lingers. If this pyramid is not a natural fluke, what else lies beneath the ice? Could there be more structures, more clues waiting to be uncovered as the glaciers retreat? This question carries us forward, deeper into Antarctica's enigma. Our journey now takes us to one of the strangest episodes in Antarctic history, Operation High Jump, a massive military expedition led by Admiral Richard E. Byrd, shrouded in rumors of hidden bases and otherworldly visitors. Was it a simple mapping mission, or did Byrd stumble on something that changed the course of history? The year is 1946, and the world is still reeling from the chaos of World War II. In this fragile moment of uneasy peace, the United States launches an expedition unlike any before it, a massive naval operation to the frozen South. Cloaked in secrecy and speculation, known as Operation High Jump, it was led by the legendary polar explorer Admiral Richard E. Byrd, a man whose name would become synonymous with Antarctica's strangest tales. Officially, it was a mission to map the continent and test military equipment in extreme conditions, but its sheer scale, its abrupt end, and whispers of a secret diary have fueled a question that lingers to this day. Did Byrd uncover something in the ice that the world wasn't ready to know? Operation High Jump was a spectacle of ambition. Launched in December 1946, it involved over 4,700 men, 13 ships, and dozens of aircraft, including helicopters and seaplanes. This was no small scientific outing. It was the largest Antarctic expedition in history, organized with military precision just months after the war's end. The fleet was divided into 3 groups: Eastern, Western, and Central, each tasked with surveying vast swaths of the continent. Led by Rear Admiral Richard Henry Cruzen, with Byrd as the public face, the mission established a base called Little America 4 on the Ross Ice Shelf. From there, aircraft soared over the ice, capturing photographs that would map more than 1.5 million square miles of Antarctica's uncharted terrain. The official goal was clear: to expand geographical knowledge, train naval personnel in polar conditions, and assert America's presence in a region of growing global interest. Yet the sheer size of the operation raised eyebrows. Why send such a force to a place so remote, so soon after a global conflict? The Cold War was dawning, and tensions with the Soviet Union were mounting. Some saw Operation High Jump as a strategic move, a way to stake a claim in a continent rich with untapped resources. Yet others sensed a deeper purpose, one hidden beneath the official reports. The mission's abrupt end in March 1947, weeks earlier than planned, only deepened the mystery. Official records cited harsh weather and logistical challenges, but rumors swirled of something more: damaged aircraft, unexplained losses, and encounters that defied explanation. Among the most persistent stories was that Operation High Jump was not just about mapping, but about investigating a hidden threat, possibly linked to the defeated Nazi regime. The shadow of Nazi Germany looms large in Antarctica's lore. Just 8 years ago, in 1938, the Third Reich had sent its own expedition to the continent, claiming a vast region called Neuschwabenland in Queen Maud Land. That mission, aboard the ship MS Schwabenland, mapped 600,000 square kilometers and dropped swastika-marked darts to assert territorial rights. After Germany's surrender in 1945, strange events fueled speculation. 2 German submarines, U-530 and U-977, appeared unexpectedly off Argentina's coast, with their commanders offering vague explanations for their long journeys in the South Atlantic. Some theorists claimed these submarines had delivered high-ranking Nazis or secret cargo to a hidden base in Antarctica, a last refuge for a regime that refused to die. Could Operation High Jump have been a response to this rumored stronghold? A mission to root out a Nazi presence still active beneath the ice? This idea, though dismissed by historians, gained traction in the post-war years when the world was gripped by paranoia and fascination with hidden enemies. But the most extraordinary tale from Operation High Jump goes far beyond geopolitics. In the 1960s, a document surfaced, purportedly a secret diary kept by Admiral Byrd himself. This so-called lost diary describes an experience that sounds like science fiction, a reconnaissance flight that led Byrd into a hidden world. According to the account, while flying over the Antarctic interior, Byrd's aircraft was overtaken by strange forces. His instruments failed, his radio crackled with static, and he was guided against his will to a temperate valley where ice should have been. There he claimed to have landed in a lush green oasis, a place that defied the frozen reality of Antarctica. In this hidden valley, Byrd's diary recounts an encounter with beings unlike any he had known, tall, with luminous eyes, and an air of quiet authority. They welcomed him to a subterranean city called Agartha, a name steeped in myth. Agartha, according to ancient legends, is a kingdom within the earth, a realm of advanced technology and wisdom hidden from the surface world.
The beings, who called themselves the Old Ones, spoke of observing humanity for centuries, warning Byrd of the dangers of nuclear weapons and the reckless path of modern civilization. They showed him a city of gleaming structures powered by energy sources beyond human understanding, and vehicles that moved without fuel. Before sending him back, they entrusted him with a message of peace, urging him to share it with the world above. The diary's account is breathtaking, but its authenticity is fiercely debated. No official records corroborate Byrd's alleged encounter, and many dismiss the document as a fabrication, possibly crafted to fuel the growing fascination with UFOs and hidden worlds in the post-war era. Yet the story persists, amplified by Byrd's own cryptic words. In a rare 1947 interview in Chile, he spoke of Antarctica's strategic importance, warning that the United States could one day face an attack from over the polar regions. Some interpreted this as a veiled reference to what he saw, an advanced presence, human or otherwise, capable of challenging global powers. Byrd's death in 1957, just months after his final Antarctic expedition, only added to the mystique, leaving his true experiences shrouded in silence. The legend of Agartha is not unique to Antarctica. Across cultures, from Tibetan tales of Shambhala to Mayan and Celtic myths of underworld realms, stories of hidden civilizations have persisted for centuries. In the 19th century, European occultists popularized the idea of a hollow Earth, a layered world containing vast inner spaces, cities, and even oceans. Agartha, in these tales, is the greatest of these realms, a sanctuary of ancient knowledge, guarded by beings far more advanced than us. The connection to Antarctica, though, came with Bird's diary, which painted the continent as a gateway to this underground world. Could such a place exist? Modern science says no. The Earth's interior is solid, its core a molten heart of iron and nickel. Yet Antarctica's vast ice sheets hide much of its surface, and recent discoveries of subglacial lakes and ancient landscapes keep the possibility alive in the minds of dreamers. Adding fuel to the fire, Operation High Jump was not without its own mysteries. The expedition suffered setbacks, including the loss of a Martin PBM-5 flying boat, George I, which crashed, killing 3 crewmen. Official reports attributed the crash to pilot error or weather, but rumors suggested otherwise. Mechanical failures caused by unknown forces, or even attacks by unidentified aircraft. Some accounts, though unverified, describe pilots spotting strange objects in the sky moving with impossible speed and silence. These stories align with the wave of UFO sightings that swept the world in 1947, just months after High Jump's end. Could Bird's fleet have encountered technology beyond human understanding? Whether from a hidden Nazi base or something even more alien, the UFO connection is not as far-fetched as it seems in the context of the time. During World War II, Nazi Germany invested heavily in experimental technology. Jet fighters, long-range rockets, and propulsion systems that pushed the boundaries of science. Post-war rumors spoke of disc-shaped aircraft, machines like the Haunebue, said to be circular, silent, and capable of astonishing maneuvers. Another, known as Die Glocke, or the bell, was described as a bell-shaped device that glowed with an eerie light, emitting strange sounds and possibly manipulating energy in ways that defied known science. Some claimed it could bend time or space itself. These stories, though lacking hard evidence, were amplified by the secrecy surrounding Nazi research. Groups like the Thule Society and the Vril Society, steeped in occult beliefs and Aryan mythology, were said to have influenced these projects. The Vril Society in particular believed in a mystical energy called Vril, a force that could power machines and unlock hidden potentials of the mind. According to fringe accounts, members of the Vril Society claim to have contacted non-human intelligence, beings from other planets or dimensions that shared knowledge of advanced technology. Could these groups, operating in the shadows of the Nazi regime, have developed aircraft that explain the UFO sightings of the late 1940s? And could Antarctica, with its remote isolation, have been the testing ground for such machines? The connection to Antarctica deepens with the 1938 to 1939 German expedition to Neuschwabenland. On board the MS Schwabenland, the Nazis mapped vast stretches of Queen Maud Land, dropping swastika-marked darts to claim the territory. Officially, the mission sought whale oil to reduce Germany's reliance on imports. But post-war rumors suggested a grander purpose: the establishment of a secret base hidden beneath the ice, where experimental technologies could be developed far from prying eyes. The mysterious appearance of German submarines U-530 and U-997 off Argentina in 1945, months after Germany's surrender, added fuel to the fire. Their commanders offered no clear explanation for their prolonged voyages in the South Atlantic, leading some to speculate they had ferried personnel, equipment, or even blueprints to a hidden Antarctic outpost. This idea, though dismissed by mainstream historians, aligns with the timing of Operation High Jump. If the Nazis had left behind a technological legacy in Antarctica, the United States might have sent its massive fleet to investigate or neutralize it. The expedition's abrupt end, coupled with unverified reports of pilots spotting fast-moving objects in the sky, fed theories that high jump encountered something extraordinary. But the story doesn't end there. In recent years, satellite imagery has added new layers to the mystery. In 2023, images from the southern Atlantic sector of Antarctica revealed a long, straight trail etched in the ice, ending at a massive dark object tilted at an angle. The trail suggested movement, as if something had skidded across the surface before coming to rest. Online communities erupted, calling it a potential UFO crash site, its shape too distinct for being a natural formation. Another image, captured near the same region, showed an oval structure half buried in snow, its smooth curved edges standing out against the jagged ice. Some likened it to a disc-shaped craft partially exposed by melting glaciers, while others suggested it could be an entrance to an underground facility. These findings, though unconfirmed, echo earlier discoveries of strange shapes in Antarctica's ice, rectangular doorways, grid-like patterns, and even what some call an alien face carved in the snow. Each image fuels speculation that the continent hides not just natural wonders, but relics of technology far beyond ours. The Nazi UFO connection gained further traction through Operation Paperclip, the U.S. program that recruited hundreds of German scientists after the war. Figures like Wernher von Braun, who helped develop NASA's Apollo program, brought expertise that transformed American technology. Some theorists argue that these scientists carried secrets of disc-shaped aircraft or anti-gravity propulsion developed in hidden Nazi labs and possibly tested in Antarctica. The Soviet Union, too, captured German researchers and documents, fueling a Cold War race to master any advanced technology left behind. If such machines existed, they could explain the sudden surge of UFO sightings in 1947, from Kenneth Arnold's encounter to reports of strange lights over Antarctic waters. But the most provocative theories go beyond human ingenuity. Some claim the Nazis didn't develop these technologies alone. They had help. Stories from the Vril Society suggest contact with extraterrestrial or interdimensional beings who shared knowledge of propulsion systems that defied gravity.
These accounts, often dismissed as fantasy, describe rituals and meditative practices to commune with these entities, possibly in hidden Antarctic facilities. After the war, some speculate surviving Nazi scientists continued their work in secret, perhaps in Neuschwabenland, under the protection of the continent's isolation. The idea of an extraterrestrial connection gained popularity in the 1950s and 60s as books and magazines spread tales of Nazi UFOs and alien alliances, blending fact with fiction in a way that captivated the public. Skeptics, of course, urge caution. No physical evidence of Nazi disc-shaped aircraft or alien technology has ever been found. Documents describing the Haunebu or Die Glocke are either missing or considered fabrications by historians. The 2023 satellite images, while intriguing, could be explained by natural phenomena, glacial movement, wind patterns, or even digital artifacts. The Nazi expedition to Antarctica, they argue, was a resource-driven mission, not a prelude to a secret base. As for Operation Paperclip, it focused on rockets and jet engines, not fantastical flying saucers. Yet the absence of evidence doesn't quell the curiosity. Antarctica's inaccessibility, its restricted zones, and its history of strange sightings keep these theories alive. The continent itself seems to invite such speculation. Its vast ice sheets, some over a mile thick, conceal landscapes untouched for millions of years. Ice-penetrating radar has revealed hidden valleys and rivers beneath the glaciers, landscapes frozen in time. In 2020, researchers detected anomalies near the Schermacher Oasis, once part of Neuschwabenland, suggesting cavities or structures deep underground. While scientists attribute these to natural formations, the findings keep the idea of hidden bases or cities alive. If advanced technology, human or otherwise, exists in Antarctica, the ice is its perfect guardian, revealing only glimpses to those who dare to look. As we linger on these tales of flying disks and hidden bases, the question grows heavier. What else does Antarctica conceal? The UFO mystery, whether rooted in Nazi experiments or something beyond, is just one thread in the continent's tapestry of secrets. Our journey now takes us to a phenomenon that defies both science and imagination. Blood falls, a crimson cascade pouring from a glacier in the McMurdo Dry Valleys. Is it a natural wonder or a sign of something deeper, perhaps even artificial, hidden beneath the ice? In the heart of the McMurdo Dry Valleys, one of the driest and most desolate regions on Earth, a surreal sight defies the frozen monotony. A vivid scarlet cascade pours from the face of the Taylor Glacier, staining the snow below like an open wound. Known as Blood Falls, this 5-story high phenomenon is as haunting as it is beautiful, a stark contrast to the endless white that surrounds it. Is this merely a quirk of nature, a chemical oddity locked in the ice for millions of years? Or does it hint at something deeper, a secret buried beneath the glacier that science has yet to unravel? Tonight we followed the crimson trail of Blood Falls, where the line between natural wonder and unsettling mystery blurs in the Antarctic silence. The McMurdo Dry Valleys are a paradox within Antarctica's already alien landscape. Unlike the rest of the continent, where ice reigns supreme, these valleys are nearly barren of snow, their rocky terrain sculpted by relentless winds into a cold desert. Here, the Taylor Glacier looms, a massive river of ice that has stood for eons. From its front, Blood Falls emerges, a steady flow of red liquid that seems to defy the laws of this frozen world. When it was first discovered in 1911 by members of Robert Falcon Scott's expedition, early explorers were baffled, some even whispering of supernatural forces. The blood-like hue was so striking that it felt like a wound in the earth itself, a sign that something extraordinary lay hidden within the glacier. Science, however, offers a remarkable explanation. Over 5 million years ago, before the Taylor Glacier formed, this region was submerged beneath an ancient ocean. As the sea retreated, it left behind pockets of salty water rich in iron and other minerals leached from the surrounding rock. One such pocket, a subglacial lake, became trapped beneath 400 meters of ice, sealed off from light, air, and the outside world. Over time, this water grew increasingly saline, its iron content concentrating to extreme levels. Today, pressure within the glacier forces this iron-rich brine through a fissure, and when it meets the oxygen in the air, the iron oxidizes, turning a deep, rusty red. The result is Blood Falls, a natural process that mimics the look of blood flowing from the ice. But the story of Blood Falls is more than chemistry. It's a window into a hidden world. In 2003, scientists analyzing the water made a startling discovery. It teemed with microscopic life. These extremophile microorganisms thrive in complete darkness, without oxygen, feeding on iron and sulfur in a way that defies conventional biology. Isolated for millions of years, they form a self-sustaining ecosystem, a relic of a time when Antarctica was vastly different. This find has electrified researchers, offering clues to how life might survive in the harshest environments on Earth, or even on icy moons like Europa or Enceladus, where similar conditions could exist. The microbes of Blood Falls are a testament to life's resilience, proof that even in the most inhospitable places, something can endure. Yet the eerie appearance of Blood Falls invites speculation far beyond science. Its vivid red hue, spilling across the pristine ice, feels almost deliberate, as if the glacier is signaling something. In the McMurdo Dry Valleys, where silence is broken only by the wind, strange stories abound. Explorers and researchers have reported unsettling experiences here, unexplained noises echoing through the valleys, tools vanishing only to reappear, and the persistent feeling of being watched. Some link these phenomena to the psychological strain of isolation, where months of darkness and desolation play tricks on the mind. But others see a connection to Blood Falls itself, wondering if its crimson flow is more than a natural anomaly. Among the most provocative theories is that Blood Falls is the byproduct of something artificial hidden deep within the glacier. Some speculate it could be a vent from an underground structure, a forgotten base, or even a reactor, leaching iron as a side effect of some unknown process. The idea gains traction from the region's history of mysterious discoveries. In the 1970s, researchers near the valleys found traces of unusual isotopes in the soil, hinting at possible artificial activity, though no definitive source was ever confirmed. Others suggest blood falls is linked to a secret biological experiment, perhaps conducted by modern governments or even an ancient civilization, using the isolated lake to cultivate life forms for purposes we can't yet fathom. These theories, while unproven, resonate with the broader mystique of Antarctica as a place where secrets are buried deep. The glacier's inaccessibility only fuels such ideas. Drilling into the subglacial lake is a monumental challenge, requiring years of preparation and specialized equipment. When Russian scientists breached Lake Vostok, another subglacial lake, in 2012, the water surged up with such force that it mixed with drilling fluids, contaminating samples and halting the mission. Blood Falls, though more accessible, remains difficult to study in depth. Its remote location and the fragile ecosystem it supports mean that large-scale exploration is tightly regulated. What lies within the lake or beyond it remains largely unknown, leaving room for the imagination to wander. Adding to the intrigue, recent studies have revealed that Blood Falls is not a static phenomenon.
Its flow varies with the seasons, sometimes slowing to a trickle, sometimes surging with renewed vigor. In 2022, satellite images captured changes in the surrounding ice, revealing faint outlines that some claim resemble buried structures or channels leading from the glacier. These shapes, though likely natural, have sparked debate about whether the lake beneath Blood Falls connects to a larger network of subglacial systems, possibly hiding more than just microbes. Could there be chambers, artifacts, or even technology preserved in the ice, waiting to be uncovered as the glaciers retreat? The McMurdo Dry Valleys themselves are a breeding ground for such speculation. Scattered across this barren landscape are abandoned huts from early expeditions, their weathered frames standing like ghosts of the past. Researchers stationed nearby have reported eerie occurrences, doors creaking open on windless nights, footsteps crunching in the snow with no source, and whispers carried on the air. These stories, often dismissed as the effects of isolation, take on a darker tone in the shadow of Blood Falls. The idea that the crimson flow could be a marker, a warning, or a byproduct of something hidden beneath the valleys is hard to shake. For those who lean into the supernatural, Blood Falls evokes comparisons to ancient myths of bleeding mountains or cursed lands. Some online communities have even tied it to the legends of Agartha, suggesting the lake is a gateway to a subterranean world, its red waters a sign of life or power flowing from below. While science offers a clear explanation for the falls, its visual impact and the strange tales surrounding the valleys keep these theories alive. Antarctica, with its ability to conceal vast landscapes beneath its ice, seems to invite such possibilities, a place where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. As we stand before the scarlet cascade of Blood Falls, the question lingers: is this merely a marvel of nature or a clue to something greater? The microbes within its waters hint at life's ability to endure against all odds, but the stories of the valleys suggest there's more to uncover. Our journey now shifts to another hidden world beneath the ice, not a flowing stream, but vast lakes locked away for millions of years. These subglacial lakes, like Vostok and Mercer, hold ecosystems as alien as any we've imagined, and perhaps secrets that go beyond biology. What lies in their depths, and could they connect to the mysteries we've only begun to explore? Let's dive beneath the ice to find out. Antarctica's ice sheet, a frozen giant thicker than a mile in places, hides more than just rock and soil. Beneath its surface lies a network of over 400 subglacial lakes. Their liquid state is preserved not by sunlight, but by the Earth's geothermal heat and the crushing pressure of the ice above. These lakes, some as vast as cities, others small and fleeting, form a hidden world connected by subterranean rivers, frozen wetlands, untouched by human hands. The most famous, Lake Vostok, stretches 250 kilometers long and 50 kilometers wide beneath the East Antarctic ice sheet. Sealed off for 15 to 25 million years, it's a time capsule from an era before humans walked the Earth, a place where life, if it exists, has evolved in utter isolation. The discovery of these lakes began in the 1970s when Soviet scientists using radar detected liquid water beneath their Vostok research station. It wasn't until 1996 that Lake Vostok's full extent was confirmed, sparking global fascination. Drilling to reach it was a Herculean task, requiring decades of effort through ice as hard as steel. In 2012, Russian researchers finally breached the lake's surface, but the mission ended in frustration when water surged up, mixing with drilling fluids and contaminating samples. Despite this setback, early analyses hinted at something extraordinary: traces of microbial DNA, suggesting life could survive in conditions once thought impossible: darkness, extreme pressure, and near-freezing temperatures. Lake Vostok isn't alone. Lake Mercer, beneath the West Antarctic ice sheet, revealed an ecosystem teeming with bacterial life when scientists accessed it in 2018. In complete darkness, these microbes thrive, forming complex communities that feed on minerals leached from the surrounding rock. Even more astonishing is Lake Enigma, a lesser-known body of water discovered in 2020. Its name is fitting. Exploratory scans revealed strange structures on its lakebed, described as microbial mats resembling carpets or tree-like formations. These ecosystems, unlike anything seen elsewhere, include bacteria that form cooperative or parasitic relationships, displaying a level of complexity that stunned researchers. Some speculate these lakes could harbor higher life forms, creatures like tardigrades or microscopic worms. Though no evidence has yet confirmed this, the scientific implications are profound. These lakes offer a glimpse into how life might persist on other worlds, like Jupiter's moon Europa or Saturn's Enceladus. Where liquid water lies beneath icy crusts, the microbes in Antarctica's subglacial lakes are extremophiles, adapted to conditions that mimic extraterrestrial environments. Their discovery has reshaped our understanding of life's boundaries, suggesting that even in the most hostile places, something can endure. But the lake's isolation and inaccessibility also invite wilder theories. If life can thrive here, cut off for millions of years, could these waters hide more than just microbes? Some theorists propose that the lakes are natural laboratories, perhaps used by an ancient civilization or even extraterrestrial visitors, to experiment with life in extreme conditions. This idea, though far-fetched, gains traction from the lake's mysterious nature. Their depths are largely unexplored, and the technology to study them is still evolving. In 2021, researchers detected unusual signals beneath the ice near Lake Vostok, faint anomalies that some interpreted as potential structures or cavities. While scientists attribute these to natural geological features, others see them as evidence of something artificial, perhaps remnants of a lost technology or a hidden base preserved in the frozen depths. The notion of extraterrestrial involvement isn't new. It echoes the tales of Admiral Byrd's supposed encounter with advanced beings, suggesting Antarctica's ice could conceal gateways to other realms. The lake's connection to Antarctica's broader mysteries fuels such speculation. The continent's history of strange discoveries, pyramids, UFO crash sites, and Crimson Falls creates a backdrop where the impossible feels plausible. Some online communities have linked the lakes to the myth of Agartha, suggesting they're entry points to a subterranean world. They suggest they were engineered by an ancient civilization, designed to preserve life or knowledge through the ages. These theories, while unsupported by evidence, are bolstered by the lake's inaccessibility. Drilling is a slow, costly process, and international regulations protect these fragile ecosystems, limiting exploration to a handful of missions. What lies beyond the reach of our drills remains a tantalizing unknown. Adding to the intrigue, the subglacial lakes are not static. They form a dynamic network, with rivers flowing beneath the ice connecting one lake to another. In 2019, scientists discovered that Lake Mercer's water levels fluctuate, suggesting an active system driven by unseen forces. These movements could reshape the lakes over time, potentially exposing new secrets or burying them deeper. Some researchers speculate that the lakes might connect to larger cavities, possibly hiding structures or artifacts preserved since Antarctica's ice-free past.
In 2023, a study near Lake Enigma detected faint thermal anomalies, hinting at geothermal activity that could sustain more than just microbial life. While science leans toward natural explanations, the possibility of something more keeps the mystery alive. The McMurdo Dry Valleys, not far from these lakes, add another layer of unease. This barren region, home to bloodfalls, is steeped in stories of unexplained phenomena. Whispers on the wind, tools moving on their own, and the sense of being watched. Some researchers stationed in the valleys have reported strange electromagnetic readings, fleeting pulses that defy explanation. Could these be linked to the subglacial lakes, perhaps as remnants of ancient technology or signals from something deeper? The idea is speculative, but the valley's proximity to these hidden waters makes the connection hard to dismiss entirely. For skeptics, the lakes are a triumph of science, not a playground for conspiracies. The microbes found within are remarkable, but expected, given life's adaptability. The anomalies detected by radar or thermal scans are likely geological quirks shaped by millions of years of ice and rock interactions. Yet even scientists admit that we've only scratched the surface. Less than a dozen of the 400 known lakes have been studied closely, and each new mission reveals surprises. The discovery of microbial mats in Lake Enigma, for instance, was unexpected, suggesting that these ecosystems are far more complex than previously thought. If such complexity exists in the dark, what else might we find with deeper exploration? As we linger in the silent depths of these subglacial lakes, the question grows heavier. Are they merely natural wonders, or do they hold clues to a greater mystery? The life within them challenges our understanding of biology, but the stories surrounding them, tales of hidden structures, ancient experiments, or otherworldly origins, push us to imagine beyond science. Our journey now shifts to the creatures said to roam Antarctica's icy waters, beings like the Ningen and the Kraken, whose legends blur the line between myth and reality. Are these stories mere fantasies born of the continent's isolation, or do they hint at a truth lurking in the deep? The Southern Ocean, vast and unforgiving, guards Antarctica's shores with waves that crash against towering icebergs and currents that plunge to unseen depths. In these shadowed seas, stories of strange creatures have emerged, beings that defy science and haunt the imaginations of those who sailed these perilous waters. Among them are the Ningen, a massive humanoid figure said to glide beneath the waves, and the Kraken, a legendary sea monster whose shadow looms in both myth and modern sightings. Are these tales mere products of the ocean's isolation, born from the minds of weary sailors? Or do they hint at something real, lurking in the depths of Antarctica's waters? Tonight we sail into the chilling legends of the Ningen and the Kraken, where the line between folklore and reality blurs in the icy mist. The Ningen first surfaced in the early 2000s, its story spreading through Japanese online forums before capturing global attention. Described as a colossal pale white creature, it is said to measure up to 30 meters long, with a humanoid form that sets it apart from any known marine life. Witnesses, often crew members of research vessels, claim to have seen it rising silently from the Antarctic waters, its smooth, ghostly body shimmering against the icebergs. Some accounts give it a human-like face with small, dark eyes and a wide, expressionless mouth that sends chills down the spine. Others describe it as more aquatic, with fin-like appendages or a sleek, eel-like tail blending seamlessly with the floating ice. The Ningen's movements are said to be eerily graceful, slipping beneath the waves before anyone can capture clear evidence. These sightings, though rare, are concentrated around Antarctica's coastal regions, particularly near the Ross Sea and the Weddell Sea. Japanese whalers and researchers have reported fleeting glimpses of the creature, often at dusk or dawn, when the light plays tricks on the water. One account from 2008 describes a research vessel spotting a pale shape moving alongside the ship, matching its speed, before vanishing into the depths. The crew swore it had arms and hands, almost as if it were reaching out. Another report from a 2010 expedition claimed the Ningen surfaced near an iceberg, its face briefly visible, before it dove, leaving only ripples in its wake. These stories, shared in hushed tones, paint the Ningen as both majestic and unsettling, a being that seems to watch as much as it is watched. The Kraken, by contrast, is a legend far older, rooted in Norse mythology, but finding new life in Antarctica's waters. Traditionally depicted as a gigantic cephalopod capable of dragging entire ships to their doom, the Kraken has long been dismissed as a sailor's tale. Yet in 2016, a satellite image near Deception Island, a volcanic caldera in the South Shetland Islands, reignited the myth. The image showed a long, dark shadow in the water, stretching over 100 meters, with a shape that some likened to a massive squid or octopus. Scientists identified it as a sea stack, a natural rock formation rising from the ocean floor, but the resemblance to a living creature was uncanny. The shadow's curved lines and apparent tentacles sparked a wave of speculation, with some claiming it was evidence of a real kraken lurking in the Southern Ocean. Adding to the intrigue, the waters around Antarctica are home to the colossal squid, a real-life giant that can grow up to 14 meters long. With eyes the size of dinner plates, these creatures, rarely seen alive, inhabit the deep, dark waters of the Southern Ocean, their elusive nature fueling tales of sea monsters. In 2007, a New Zealand fishing vessel hauled up a colossal squid, its massive tentacles and razor-sharp beak a reminder of the ocean's hidden terrors. Could sightings of the Kraken be glimpses of these creatures, mistaken for something more mythical? Or does the Antarctic Kraken represent something larger, a relic from a time when the continent's seas teemed with life? The idea of unknown creatures in Antarctica's waters is not as far-fetched as it seems. The Southern Ocean is one of the least explored regions on Earth, its depths plunging to over 7,000 meters in places. Less than 5% of its seafloor has been mapped in detail, leaving vast areas uncharted. Recent discoveries have revealed thriving ecosystems beneath Antarctica's ice shelf, visceral sea spiders, and fish living in complete darkness, sustained by nutrients carried on deep currents. In 2021, a drilling mission through the Filchner-Ronne ice shelf uncovered a boulder covered in sponges and unknown filter feeders 260 kilometers from the nearest sunlight. These findings suggest that life in Antarctica's seas is far more diverse than once thought, raising the possibility that larger, undiscovered creatures could exist. But the Ningen and Kraken stories go beyond biology, touching on deeper mysteries. Some theorists propose that the Ningen is not a natural creature, but a survivor of an ancient ecosystem, perhaps tied to Antarctica's ice-free past 100 million years ago, when the continent was a lush, forested land. Others go further, suggesting it could be an intelligent being, capable of evading detection with a purpose we don't understand. Online forums have speculated that governments know more about the Ningen than they admit, perhaps protecting its existence due to its scientific or strategic significance. The creature's humanoid form fuels these ideas, evoking comparisons to ancient myths of sea gods or merfolk, beings that straddle the line between human and otherworldly. The Kraken, too, carries a weight of speculation. Some link its legend to the Nazi expedition of 1938, suggesting that the Germans encountered or even unleashed something in the Southern Ocean during their Neuschwabenland mission. A fringe theory claims the Nazis conducted experiments in Antarctica's waters, possibly involving genetic engineering or contact with non-human entities, resulting in creatures like the Kraken. While no evidence supports this, the 2016 satellite image near Deception Island keeps the idea alive, its shadowy form too striking to dismiss entirely. Could the Kraken be a biological anomaly, a creation of science gone awry, or a guardian of secrets hidden in the deep? Antarctica's isolation amplifies these legends. The Southern Ocean's treacherous conditions, freezing temperatures, massive waves, and icebergs the size of cities make exploration difficult, leaving room for the unknown to thrive. Sailors and researchers who venture here often report a sense of unease, a feeling that the sea itself is watching. In 2008, a Japanese research vessel reported a sonar anomaly off the Antarctic peninsula, a large, unidentified object moving at speeds no known marine animal could match. The signal vanished before it could be tracked, leaving the crew with more questions than answers. Such incidents, though rare, echo the eerie experiences reported in the McMurdo dry valleys, where unseen presences and unexplained sounds haunt the silence. Skeptics argue that the Ningen and Kraken are products of human imagination, shaped by the psychological strain of Antarctica's extreme environment. The long polar night, where darkness reigns for months, can distort perception, turning shadows into monsters. The Ningen, they suggest, could be misidentified whales, seals, or even icebergs with unusual shapes. The Kraken's 2016 sighting is easily explained as a geological formation, not a living creature. Yet the persistence of these stories, especially in a region so sparsely explored, keeps the door open to possibility. The colossal squid's existence proves that giants can hide in the deep. Could something larger, stranger, remain undiscovered? As we sail through these tales of sea monsters, the Southern Ocean remains a realm of mystery, its depths holding secrets we've only begun to probe. The Ningen and Kraken, whether real or imagined, remind us that Antarctica is a place where the unknown feels tantalizingly close. Our journey now turns to a relic from the distant past, the Piri-Reis map, a 16th century chart that seems to depict Antarctica in a way that defies history. Does it hold clues to a lost civilization, or even knowledge from beyond Earth? Let's unfurl this ancient map and explore its secrets. In 1513, an Ottoman admiral named Piri-Reis crafted a map that would confound historians and ignite imaginations for generations. This chart, known as the Piri-Reis map, depicts the coastlines of South America and Africa with startling accuracy for its time. But its most provocative feature is a landmass at the bottom of the world, one that eerily resembles Antarctica, not as the ice-covered continent we know today, but as it might have appeared millions of years ago, free of its frozen shroud. How could a 16th century cartographer know of a land undiscovered until centuries later, and in a form suggesting it was free of ice, a state it hasn't seen for millions of years? Does this map hold clues to a lost civilization with knowledge far beyond its era? Or perhaps even a connection to forces beyond Earth? Tonight we unfurled the Piri-Reis map to explore its secrets, a relic that ties Antarctica's mysteries to the dawn of human history. The Piri-Reis map was discovered in 1929 in Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, a tattered fragment of a larger world chart. Crafted on gazelle skin, it showcases the artistry of Ottoman cartography, blending detailed coastlines with vibrant illustrations of ships and mythical creatures. Piri-Reis, a seasoned admiral and scholar, claimed to have compiled the map from older sources, including charts from the Library of Alexandria and accounts from sailors of his time. Its depiction of South America is remarkably precise, capturing details like the Andes Mountains that European explorers would not fully document for decades. But it's the southern landmass that draws the eye, a jagged coastline stretching across the bottom of the map, positioned where Antarctica lies. To the untrained eye, it might seem like a crude sketch, but modern analysis reveals a chilling accuracy. The outline closely matches Antarctica's ice-free coast as revealed by seismic surveys. This raises a profound question. How could Piri-Reis depict a continent not officially sighted until 1820, and in a form suggesting it was free of ice, a state that it hasn't seen for millions of years? In 1960s, historian Charles Hapgood proposed a radical theory. The map was based on sources far older than the 16th century, possibly from a prehistoric civilization with advanced navigational skills. Hapgood argued that this civilization, lost to history, mapped the world's coastlines thousands of years ago, perhaps as far back as 10,000 to 4,000 BC, when parts of Antarctica might have been ice-free during a warmer climatic period. His book, Maps of the Ancient Sea Kings, suggested that these ancient mariners passed their knowledge through generations, eventually reaching Piri Reis through fragments of long-lost charts. Hapgood's theory, though controversial, resonates with those who see Antarctica as a repository of ancient secrets. Geological evidence confirms that the continent was once a temperate land, with forests and rivers thriving 100 million years ago. Even as recently as 12 million years ago, parts of Antarctica supported tundra-like vegetation, as revealed by fossilized pollen found in sediment cores. Could a civilization have existed during a brief window of milder conditions, mapping the continent before the ice took hold? The Piri Reis map's accuracy fuels this idea, suggesting knowledge that predates recorded history. Its depiction of Antarctica's coastline, stripped of ice, aligns with modern reconstructions of the continent's bedrock, a feat that would have required advanced surveying techniques or access to information we can't yet explain. But the map's mysteries deepen with its broader implications. Some theorists go beyond human ingenuity, proposing that the knowledge behind it came from an extraterrestrial source. The precision of the map, they argue, mirrors the kind of cartography possible only with aerial or even orbital perspectives, technology unimaginable in the 16th century or even in prehistoric times. Could an advanced civilization, perhaps the same one whispered of in Admiral Byrd's alleged diary, have shared this knowledge with early humans? The Atlantis connection is speculative, but it draws strength from other ancient maps that hint at lost knowledge. The Orontius Finus map of 1531 and the Mercator map of 1569 also depict a southern landmass with features resembling Antarctica. Like Piri Reis, these cartographers claim to draw from older sources now lost to time. Together, these maps suggest a tradition of geographical knowledge that defies conventional history, passed down through centuries in fragments. Some researchers propose that a global seafaring culture, perhaps centered in the Mediterranean or even further afield, explored the world long before the age of sail, leaving behind charts that survived in places like Alexandria before being destroyed or scattered. Skeptics, however, offer a more grounded explanation. They argue that the southern landmass on the Piri Reis map is not Antarctica at all, but a representation of Terra Australis, a hypothetical continent long imagined by ancient and medieval scholars. This unknown southern land was a common feature in maps of the time, based on philosophical balance rather than evidence. The idea that a massive landmass must exist in the south to counterbalance the continents of the northern hemisphere. The map's accuracy, skeptics say, could be a coincidence, its coastline shaped by guesswork or early explorations of South America's southern tip. The resemblance to Antarctica's ice-free form, they argue, is a misinterpretation, amplified by modern enthusiasts eager to see mystery where none exists. Yet, the map's details challenge this dismissal. Its depiction of South America includes features not fully explored until later, suggesting access to sources beyond the knowledge of 1513. Piri Reis himself noted that he used 20 charts, including some from the time of Alexander the Great, as well as information from Portuguese explorers. Could one of these sources have preserved a memory of Antarctica from a time when its shores were navigable? Recent studies using ice-penetrating radar have mapped Antarctica's buried landscapes, revealing valleys and coastlines that align with the Piri Reis map's contours. This convergence keeps the debate alive, with some seeing it as evidence of a lost civilization's legacy. The idea of a prehistoric culture mapping Antarctica is tantalizing, but it raises further questions. If such a civilization existed, what else did they leave behind? The pyramid-like formation in the Ellsworth Mountains, discussed earlier, could be one clue, a monument from a time when the continent was green. In 2023, satellite imagery revealed additional anomalies near the Antarctic Peninsula, faint grid-like patterns and shapes resembling buried structures. While likely natural, these findings fuel speculation of a lost city, perhaps connected to the knowledge encoded in the Piri Reis map. Some even tie this to extraterrestrial theories, suggesting that the map's creators had help from beings with advanced technology capable of seeing the Earth from above. The map's legacy endures because it challenges our understanding of history. If it truly depicts Antarctica, it implies a level of sophistication that rewrites the timeline of human exploration. If it's merely a coincidence, it still reflects a remarkable feat of cartography, capturing a world only partially known. Either way, the Piri Reis map stands as a bridge between Antarctica's modern mysteries and its ancient past, a parchment that whispers of secrets frozen in time. As we fold away this ancient chart, its lines fading into the shadows, we turn to another chapter of Antarctica's enigma, the Nazi expedition to Neuschwabenland in 1938. What drove Hitler's regime to this remote frontier? And could their mission have uncovered or created secrets still hidden beneath the ice? Let's journey back to a time of war and intrigue to uncover the truth behind the Nazi expedition. In the late 1930s, as the world teetered on the brink of global conflict, Nazi Germany set its sights on the frozen frontier of Antarctica. The 1938-39 expedition to a region they called Neuschwabenland, or New Swabia, was officially a quest for resources, but its true purpose remains shrouded in mystery. Whispers of hidden bases, secret experiments, and strange discoveries have clung to this mission, fueling theories that the Nazis uncovered or created something extraordinary beneath the ice. Did Hitler's regime merely seek to claim a piece of the continent, or were they chasing secrets that could have changed the course of history? Tonight, we journey back to a time of war and intrigue to uncover the truth behind the Nazi expedition to Neuschwabenland. In December 1938, the German vessel MS Schwabenland sailed from Hamburg with a crew of 82, including scientists, naval officers, technicians, and a Nazi Party representative. Their destination was Queen Maud Land, a vast, unclaimed stretch of Antarctica between British and Norwegian territories. The official mission was practical. Germany, preparing for war, sought whale oil to produce margarine, soap, and other essentials, reducing reliance on foreign imports. Antarctica's southern ocean, teeming with whales, was a prime target. Over 6 weeks, the expedition's 2 Dornier Wall seaplanes surveyed 600,000 square kilometers, dropping aluminum darts marked with swastikas to assert territorial claims. They named the region Neuschwabenland after the ship and captured thousands of photographs, some in rare color, documenting a landscape few had seen. By February 1939, the mission ended and the Schwabenland returned to Germany, its data a valuable addition to Antarctic knowledge. But the expedition's scale and timing raised questions. Why would a nation gearing up for war divert resources to a remote frozen continent? The answer, according to official records, was economic necessity. Yet as World War II engulfed the globe, the mission faded into obscurity, its records lost or buried in the chaos of defeat. It wasn't until after 1945 that Neuschwabenland became a focal point for speculation, driven by events that seemed too strange to be a coincidence. In July and August 1945, 2 German submarines, U-530 and U-977, appeared off Argentina's coast months after Germany's surrender. Their commanders offered vague explanations for their long voyages in the South Atlantic, sparking rumors that they had delivered high-ranking Nazis, secret cargo, or even advanced technology to a hidden Antarctic base. Could Neuschwabenland have been more than a scientific outpost?
These rumors grew in the shadow of Operation High Jump, the massive U.S. expedition of 1947-1948, which some believe was launched to investigate a lingering Nazi presence in Antarctica. The timing of the submarine's arrival just before High Jump's deployment fueled theories that the Nazis had established a secret stronghold in Neuschwabenland, a base buried beneath the ice, safe from Allied reach. Proponents of this idea point to Germany's advanced technology during the war. Jet fighters, V-2 rockets, and experimental projects like the rumored D Glock. Could Neuschwabenland have been a testing ground for such innovations, or even a refuge for Hitler's elite in the event of defeat? The idea of a hidden base stocked with scientists and resources became a staple of post-war conspiracy theories, amplified by the continent's inaccessibility. Adding to the intrigue, unverified reports from the 1950s claim that German scientists had discovered something extraordinary during the expedition. Some accounts describe massive underground caverns in Neuschwabenland, warmed by geothermal activity, where the Nazis allegedly began constructing facilities. In 2020, ice-penetrating radar detected anomalies near the Schirmacher Oasis, a rocky outcrop in the region, suggesting cavities or structures deep beneath the ice. While scientists attribute these to natural formations, theorists see them as evidence of Nazi engineering, a network of tunnels or bunkers preserved for decades. These claims, though not lacking concrete proof, resonate with Antarctica's history of hiding vast landscapes beneath its glaciers, from subglacial lakes to ancient riverbeds.
The Nazi expedition also ties into broader myths about their technological ambitions. During the war, groups like the Thule and Vril societies, steeped in occult beliefs, were said to have pursued projects beyond conventional science. The Vril Society, in particular, believed in a mystical energy source that could power advanced machines, possibly even anti-gravity craft. Some fringe accounts suggest the Neuschwabenland mission was not just about resources, but about searching for ancient artifacts or knowledge hidden in Antarctica, perhaps linked to the lost civilization hinted at by the Piri-Reis map. Could the Nazis have been chasing relics of a prehistoric culture or even extraterrestrial technology buried in the ice? The idea, while speculative, aligns with their fascination with ancient myths and the occult. Post-war events kept these theories alive. Operation Paperclip, the U.S. program that recruited German scientists like Wernher von Braun, brought expertise that shaped modern rocketry and space exploration. Some believe these scientists carried secrets from Neuschwabenland, including knowledge of experimental aircraft that could explain the UFO wave of 1947. The Soviet Union, too, captured German researchers and documents, fueling a Cold War race to unlock any hidden technologies. If the Nazis had established a base in Antarctica, it could have served as a laboratory for such projects, shielded by the continent's isolation. The lack of physical evidence, tunnels, bunkers, or artifacts, doesn't deter theorists who argue that the ice and strict international regulations have kept these secrets buried. The modern legacy of Neuschwabenland adds another layer of mystery. The region now hosts international research stations, including Russia's Novolazarosevska and India's Maitri, built near the Schirmacher Oasis. In 2022, a Russian team reported unusual electromagnetic readings in the area, brief pulses that defied explanation. While likely caused by natural phenomena, these findings sparked renewed speculation about hidden technology or even active experiments continuing in secret. The Antarctic Treaty, signed in 1959, restricts military activity and limits access to much of the continent, including parts of Neuschwabenland. For some, this suggests a deliberate effort to conceal what the Nazis left behind, whether it's a base, a cache of technology, or something stranger still. Skeptics dismiss these ideas as post-war paranoia. The Neuschwabenland expedition, they argue, was a straightforward scientific and economic mission, its scope limited by the harsh Antarctic environment. The submarines U-530 and U-977 likely fled to Argentina to escape capture, not to deliver secrets to a hidden base. The 2020 radar anomalies are probably natural cavities, not artificial structures, and the electromagnetic readings could stem from geological activity.
Historians point out that Nazi Germany's resources were stretched thin by 1938, making a large-scale Antarctic project unlikely. Yet, the expedition's secrecy, the fact that many of its records were lost or unpublished, and Antarctica's inaccessibility keep the door open to speculation. The allure of Neuschwabenland lies in its place within Antarctica's broader tapestry of mysteries. The continent's ability to conceal entire landscapes, from subglacial lakes to ancient forests, makes the idea of a hidden base plausible if not provable. The Nazi expedition, with its swastika darts and ambitious scope, feels like a prelude to the strange discoveries that followed: pyramids, UFOs, and Crimson Falls. Could the Germans have stumbled upon something in 1938 that set the stage for these later enigmas? Or did they leave behind a legacy that still influences the continent's secrets? As we linger in the frozen echoes of Neuschwabenland, the question remains: what did the Nazis seek in this icy frontier, and what might they have left behind? The answers, if they exist, are buried deep, guarded by ice and silence. Our journey now shifts to a modern enigma, the Antarctic Treaty, a 1959 agreement that turned the continent into a demilitarized zone, yet raised suspicions of hidden agendas. Why did rival nations unite to protect this frozen land? And what secrets might they be guarding? Let's step into the world of geopolitics and conspiracy to find out. In 1959, at the height of the Cold War, 12 nations gathered in Washington, D.C. to sign a document that would shape Antarctica's future. This agreement, a mere 14 articles long, declared the continent a zone of peace, reserved for scientific research and free from military conflict. On the surface, it was a noble effort to preserve a pristine wilderness. But its timing, its restrictions, and the secrecy surrounding its enforcement have sparked questions that linger to this day. Why did rival superpowers, locked in global tension, unite to protect this remote land? Could the Antarctic Treaty be hiding something? Secrets of ancient civilizations, advanced technology, or even an extraterrestrial presence? Tonight, we unravel the mystery of the Antarctic Treaty, where geopolitics and conspiracy collide in the silence of the ice. The Antarctic Treaty, signed on December 1, 1959, and entering into force on June 23, 1961, was a remarkable achievement. Crafted during the International Geophysical Year of 1957 to 1958, a global push for scientific collaboration, it brought together nations with competing interests: the United States, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, and 9 others, including Argentina, Australia, and Norway. The treaty's terms were clear. Antarctica, south of the 60th parallel, would be used only for peaceful purposes. Military activities, nuclear tests, and radioactive waste disposal were banned. Scientific research was to be open, with findings shared among signatories. No new territorial claims could be made, and existing ones were frozen, preserving the continent as neutral ground. Today, over 50 nations are part of the Antarctic Treaty system, a testament to its enduring impact. At first glance, the treaty seems like a triumph of cooperation, a rare moment when nations set aside rivalry to protect a unique environment. Antarctica's ice holds records of Earth's climate stretching back millions of years, and its ecosystems, from subglacial lakes to marine life, are vital to global science. The treaty's emphasis on research and environmental protection aligns with these priorities, ensuring that the continent remains a natural laboratory. But the context of its creation raises eyebrows. The Cold War was intensifying, with the U.S. and Soviet Union racing to dominate in arms, space, and influence. Yet, in the midst of this global chess game, they agreed to demilitarize the world's largest unexplored landmass. Why? What made Antarctica so critical that it demanded such unity? For some, the answer lies not in science but in secrecy. The treaty's strict controls on access fuel suspicion. Only a small number of scientists, rigorously vetted and trained, are allowed to work in Antarctica's interior. Tourists can visit coastal areas, but under tight supervision, and vast regions remain off-limits, even to researchers. Certain zones are designated as no-fly areas, and some research stations require special permission to approach. These restrictions, officially for environmental protection, feel excessive to those who see Antarctica as a vault of hidden truths. The treaty's closed-door meetings,
held annually in places like Buenos Aires, add to the unease. Why the need for such secrecy in a continent dedicated to open science? Conspiracy theories thrive in this atmosphere of control. Some believe the treaty was designed to conceal discoveries made in the years before its signing, like the rumored Nazi base in Neuschwabenland or the strange encounters of Operation High Jump. The timing is telling. The treaty came just 14 years after World War II, when tales of hidden technology and UFO sightings were at their peak. Could the nations involved have found something in Antarctica, ancient ruins, extraterrestrial artifacts, or advanced devices that required a global agreement to keep it under wraps?
The idea gains traction from the continent's history of anomalies, pyramid-like formations, subglacial lakes with mysterious signals, and satellite images of strange shapes in the ice. One theory suggests the treaty protects evidence of a lost civilization, perhaps the same one hinted at by the Peary Rice map. If Antarctica was once ice-free, as geological evidence suggests, it could have hosted a sophisticated culture whose remnants lie buried beneath the glaciers. The treaty's restrictions in this view ensure that only select researchers, bound by secrets, can access these sites. Others propose a more extraterrestrial angle, linking the treaty to the UFO wave of the 1940s. If Admiral Byrd's alleged diary is true, and he encountered advanced beings in 1947, the treaty might serve to hide their presence or technology. The no-fly zones and restricted areas, some argue, guard entrances to underground facilities, or even gateways to realms like Agartha. Recent events keep these theories alive. In 2022, a whistleblower from a research station in Queen Maud Land claimed to have seen off-limit zones patrolled by unmarked vehicles, hinting at covert operations. While unverified, the report echoes earlier accounts of unusual activity near Neuschwabenland's Schirmacher Oasis, where electromagnetic pulses were detected in 2020. Scientists attribute these to natural phenomena, but theorists see them as signs of hidden technology, perhaps left by the Nazis or an older civilization. The treaty's secrecy, with its closed meetings and limited transparency, fuels the belief that governments know more than they reveal. Skeptics counter that the treaty's purpose is purely practical. Antarctica's harsh environment and fragile ecosystems demand strict regulation to prevent damage. The ban on military activity reflects a desire to avoid turning the continent into a battleground during the Cold War. The no-fly zones protect wildlife, and restricted areas safeguard scientific experiments. The treaty's success over 6 decades of peace and cooperation proves its value, with discoveries like the ozone hole in 1985 highlighting its importance to global science. Yet even skeptics admit the treaty's timing and scope are unusual. Why prioritize a remote continent when nuclear tensions were escalating elsewhere? The question lingers unanswered. Antarctica's inaccessibility only deepens the mystery. Its ice, covering millions of square kilometers, hides landscapes that haven't seen daylight in eons. Radar scans reveal valleys, rivers, and potential cavities. But exploration is slow and tightly controlled. The treaty's framework, while enabling science, ensures that only a select few can probe these depths. For those who suspect a cover-up, this is no coincidence. It's a deliberate effort to keep Antarctica's secrets locked away, whether they're ancient ruins, alien technology, or something else entirely. As we stand before the invisible walls of the Antarctic Treaty, the continent feels more forbidden than ever. Its rules, born of a tense era, have preserved a wilderness of ice and mystery. But at what cost? Are we being protected from environmental harm or from truths too profound to reveal? Our journey now turns to the ancient past of this frozen land, a time when Antarctica was green with forests and rivers. Could the remnants of that lost world hold clues to the secrets the treaty might conceal? Let's travel back millions of years to explore the continent's forgotten history. Long before the ice claimed this continent, it was a land of lush forests, meandering rivers, and thriving ecosystems, a stark contrast to the silent white expanse we know today. Fossils buried deep beneath the glaciers tell a story of a temperate paradise where trees towered and life flourished under a warmer sun. But this ancient history raises a haunting question. Could such a land have supported a civilization now lost to time, whose traces remained hidden beneath the ice? Or do these remnants hint at something even stranger, a past that connects to the mysteries we've explored? Tonight we travel deep into Antarctica's forgotten history, seeking clues to a world that time and ice have buried. Imagine Antarctica 100 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, when dinosaurs roamed and the Earth was a warmer place. Far from its current position at the South Pole, the continent was part of the supercontinent Gondwana, basking in a temperate climate with temperatures ranging from 13 to 21 degrees Celsius. Fossil evidence paints a vivid picture. In the Beardmore Glacier region, just 500 kilometers from the South Pole, explorers in 1912 discovered leaf impressions resembling beech trees, initially dismissed as a mistake but later confirmed as authentic. On Alexander Island and the Antarctic Peninsula, researchers unearthed upright fossilized trees, some 7 meters tall, rooted in ancient soil alongside layers of pollen and organic remains. These findings reveal a landscape of evergreen forests, conifers and ferns, thriving despite months of polar darkness, sustained by a climate free of harsh winters. This was no barren ice field, but a world of rivers, wetlands, and coastal plains teeming with life. Fossilized pollen and plant remains suggest a rich ecosystem where wildfires occasionally swept through, leaving charred traces in the sediment. The continent's position near the South Pole didn't hinder its vitality. The global climate was warm enough to support lush vegetation even during long nights. Recent drilling off the Antarctic Peninsula, conducted by teams from Rice University, uncovered pollen grains dating back 12 million years, indicating that tundra-like conditions persisted long after the forests faded. This gradual transition to ice, driven by cooling global temperatures, transformed Antarctica into the frozen giant we know today, a process that took millions of years. But the question that haunts us is whether this ancient habitable Antarctica could have hosted more than plants and animals. Could a human or pre-human civilization have thrived here during a window of milder conditions? Mainstream archaeology dismisses this idea, noting that Homo sapiens only emerged 300,000 years ago, long before Antarctica's ice sheets formed 14 million years ago. Yet the continent's ancient past fuels speculation, especially when paired with mysteries like the Peary Rice map, which seems to depict an ice-free Antarctica. Some theorists propose that an advanced society, perhaps linked to the mythical Atlantis, existed here before the ice took hold, leaving behind structures like the pyramid-shaped formation in the Ellsworth Mountains. These ideas, while far-fetched, draw strength from Antarctica's ability to preserve secrets beneath its glaciers. In 2023, a geological survey near the Doubleday Glacier reported traces of what some claimed were massive stone blocks arranged in patterns suggesting a column structure. The find, though unverified by peer-reviewed studies, sparked debate about whether it could be a relic of human activity. Descriptions of the site included references to artifacts and coins bearing unfamiliar animal symbols, reminiscent of ancient cultures but alien to Antarctica's known history. Skeptics argue these are natural formations or misinterpretations, but the report echoes earlier discoveries of unusual shapes in satellite imagery, grids, walls, and alignments that hint at something more than geology. Could these be remnants of a civilization that mapped the continent, as suggested by Peary Rice, before it was lost to ice? The notion of an ancient civilization gains traction from Antarctica's hidden landscapes. Ice-penetrating radar has revealed a buried world of valleys, plateaus, and rivers frozen in time for millions of years. In East Antarctica, scientists mapped a region the size of Belgium with terrain resembling northern Europe's hills and waterways. This ancient topography, untouched since the continent's greener days, suggests a land that could have supported complex life. Some theorists go further, linking these findings to legends of a lost world, perhaps Atlantis or a similar culture whose knowledge was passed down through maps and myths. The idea that Antarctica was once a hub of human activity, now concealed by ice, aligns with the continent's pattern of mysteries, from pyramids to rumored Nazi bases. But speculation doesn't end with human civilizations. Some fringe theories propose that Antarctica's ancient past was shaped by extraterrestrial visitors who used the continent as a base when it was habitable. The precision of the Piri-Reis map, they argue, suggests an aerial perspective, possibly provided by beings with advanced technology. The subglacial lakes we explored earlier with their alien ecosystems fuel this idea. Could they have been engineered as laboratories for extraterrestrial experiments? While science finds no evidence for such claims, the continent's inaccessibility keeps these theories alive. The ice, a perfect preservative, could hide anything from ancient ruins to otherworldly artifacts, waiting for the glaciers to retreat. Skeptics, of course, anchor us in reality. The fossils and pollen are remarkable, but expected evidence of a natural history shaped by climate and geology. The stone blocks near the Doubleday Glacier are likely natural formations, eroded into shapes that mimic human design. The idea of a civilization in Antarctica contradicts the timeline of human evolution, and extraterrestrial theories lack any tangible proof. Yet the continent's ability to conceal vast landscapes, only a fraction of its bedrock has been mapped, leaves room for doubt. Each new discovery, from fossilized forests to buried rivers, reminds us how little we know about Antarctica's past. As we linger in this ancient world, the echoes of a green Antarctica resonate with the mysteries we've uncovered. The continent's history, preserved in ice, is a testament to its transformative power, from a land of life to a frozen enigma. Could the secrets of its past, whether human, natural, or otherwise, still lie hidden, waiting to be revealed? Our journey now shifts to the present, where Antarctica faces a new transformation, a warming world that threatens to melt its ice and unleash invaders from afar. What does this mean for the continent's future, and could it uncover the secrets we've only glimpsed? Antarctica, long a symbol of frozen permanence, is now at the heart of a global transformation: climate change. Its vast ice sheets, holding 90% of Earth's fresh water, are melting at an alarming rate, reshaping coastlines and threatening ecosystems. The Antarctic Peninsula, warming faster than almost anywhere else on the planet, is a harbinger of change, where glaciers retreat and new life creeps in. But this warming raises profound questions. Could the melting ice reveal secrets hidden for millennia, from ancient ruins to lost technologies? Or will it unleash chaos, flooding the world and disrupting the delicate balance of this forbidden continent? Tonight we explore the impact of climate change on Antarctica and peer into its future, a future where the ice may give way to green and the mysteries we've uncovered could finally come to light. Antarctica, long a symbol of frozen permanence, is now at the heart of a global transformation, a warming world that threatens to melt its ice and remake its geography. Over the past 50 years, the Antarctic Peninsula has warmed by nearly 3 degrees Celsius, a rate far exceeding the global average. This warming is most dramatic in West Antarctica, where ice shelves like the Larsen B have collapsed, shattering into the sea. In 2002, the Larsen B ice shelf, larger than Rhode Island, disintegrated in weeks, a stark reminder of the ice's fragility. Sea ice, once a stable shield around the continent, now melts earlier each year, exposing more of the ocean to warming waters. The West Antarctic ice sheet, if fully melted, could raise global sea levels by over 3 meters, threatening coastal cities from New York to Mumbai. This melting is not just a local phenomenon, it's a global warning. Antarctica's ice sheets are a linchpin in Earth's climate system, regulating sea levels and ocean currents. The loss of ice disrupts these systems, potentially altering weather patterns worldwide. In 2023, scientists reported record-low sea ice coverage, with some areas seeing 30% less ice than the historical average. This trend, driven by rising greenhouse gas emissions, shows no sign of slowing. The consequences are stark. Rising seas could displace millions, submerge low-lying islands, and reshape coastlines within decades.
Yet for Antarctica itself, the changes are even more immediate, as warming opens the door to invaders that threaten its fragile ecosystems. These invaders are not the extraterrestrial beings of conspiracy lore, but living organisms carried from afar. Antarctica's isolation, once a shield, is breaking down as ships, aircraft, and even tourists bring non-native species to its shores. In 2014, a hydroponic facility at Australia's Davis Station was overrun by a tiny columbolin, a springtail insect never before seen in that part of the continent. The creatures multiplied rapidly in the warm, moist environment, forcing the facility's closure and sterilization. In another case, a mushroom fly persisted in a research station's sewage system for over 20 years, defying efforts to eradicate it. Marine species like mussels from distant waters have appeared along the Antarctic peninsula, likely carried on ship hulls. These invaders, as small as they are, pose a massive threat to native species, which have evolved in isolation for millions of years. The warming climate amplifies this threat. As ice retreats, coastal areas become more hospitable to foreign plants and animals. In 2022, patches of bluegrass, a non-native plant, were spotted on the peninsula, thriving in newly exposed soil. Gentoo penguins, which prefer milder conditions, have begun colonizing areas farther south, displacing native species like the Adelie penguin. These shifts signal a broader transformation. Antarctica is becoming less alien, more accessible, but at the cost of its unique biodiversity. Scientists warn that these invaders could disrupt food chains, outcompete native species, and alter ecosystems in ways we can't yet predict. The continent's isolation, once its greatest defense, is now its vulnerability. But the melting ice also holds a tantalizing promise, the chance to uncover secrets hidden for eons. As glaciers retreat, they expose landscapes unseen for millions of years, ancient riverbeds, valleys, and possibly more. The pyramid-like formation in the Ellsworth Mountains, the anomalies near Neuenschwabenland, and the strange shapes in satellite imagery could become more accessible as the ice thins. In 2024, climate models predicted that parts of Antarctica's coast could support grasslands by 2100, with temperatures and rainfall allowing for limited agriculture. Barley, potatoes, and even grazing animals might survive in short growing seasons, particularly along the peninsula. Some scientists speculate that small human colonies could one day exist here, sustained by local resources rather than imports. This vision of a green Antarctica echoes its ancient past, but comes with a twist. Some theorists believe the melting ice will reveal evidence of a lost civilization, perhaps the one hinted at by the Piri-Reis map or the rumored structures beneath the Doubleday Glacier. Others suggest it could expose technology, human or extraterrestrial, buried since the continent's greener days. In 2023, a fringe report claimed that melting near the Ross Ice Shelf uncovered metallic fragments with unusual isotopic signatures, sparking speculation of ancient artifacts or even remnants of a crashed UFO. While scientists dismiss the find as natural debris, the idea persists that Antarctica's thawing could unlock secrets tied to its mysterious history. Yet these possibilities come with a heavy price. The melting of Antarctica's ice sheets will accelerate global sea level rise, threatening coastal communities and ecosystems. The loss of ice could disrupt ocean currents, like the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, altering global climate patterns. For Antarctica itself, the influx of invasive species risks erasing its unique biodiversity. The continent's extreme conditions, long months of darkness and low solar angles, will limit widespread settlement, but coastal areas could become battlegrounds for new life and human activity. Some conspiracy theorists argue that governments are aware of these changes but suppress the truth, preparing to exploit Antarctica's resources or hidden secrets as the ice retreats. Skeptics, however, focus on the science. Climate models, while uncertain, suggest that full melting of Antarctica's ice would take centuries, not decades. The appearance of invasive species is a known risk, manageable through stricter biosecurity measures. The metallic fragments and other anomalies are likely natural, shaped by geological processes rather than ancient or alien hands. Yet even scientists acknowledge the uncertainty. Antarctica's future is a wild card, its rapid warming outpacing predictions. The discoveries of fossilized forests and subglacial lakes show that the continent has always been a place of surprises, and its transformation could reveal more than we expect.
As we stand on the cusp of this changing Antarctica, the continent feels both fragile and potent. Its ice, once a guardian of secrets, is now a fleeting barrier, melting to reveal a world that may reshape our understanding of history and survival. Will it uncover the ruins of a lost civilization, the technology of a forgotten era, or simply a new frontier for life and exploration? As we stand on the precipice of a warming Antarctica, where melting ice unveils a future both promising and perilous, we turn our focus to the continent's enduring role as a window into Earth's deepest secrets. Beneath its frozen surface, Antarctica is more than a land of mysteries. It's a natural laboratory, preserving records of our planet's past and offering warnings for its future. Locked within its ice sheets, some over 4 kilometers thick, are time capsules of ancient air capturing climate data stretching back over 1 million years. From these frozen archives to the thriving ecosystems beneath the ice, Antarctica reveals truths about life, history, and the forces shaping our world. But as we probe this laboratory, questions linger. Could its discoveries unlock more than scientific knowledge, perhaps confirming the enigmatic tales we've explored? Tonight we peer into Antarctica as a natural laboratory, where the ice holds answers to our past and clues to what lies ahead. Antarctica's ice is a chronicle of Earth's history, each layer a snapshot of the atmosphere from millennia past. By drilling deep into the ice, scientists extract cores that reveal ancient temperatures, carbon dioxide levels, and even traces of volcanic eruptions. In 2004, the Epica Ice Core project at Dome C retrieved samples dating back 800,000 years, showing cycles of ice ages and warm periods driven by shifts in Earth's orbit and climate. These cores, like pages in a book, tell of a planet in constant flux, where lush landscapes gave way to frozen deserts. The discovery of the ozone hole above Antarctica in 1985, made possible by data from research stations, underscored the continent's role in uncovering global threats. This thinning of the ozone layer, caused by human-made chemicals, was a wake-up call, leading to international bans on CFCs and proving Antarctica's value as a sentinel for environmental change. Beyond the ice, Antarctica's ecosystems are a laboratory for studying life's resilience. The subglacial lakes like Vostok and Mercer harbor microbes that thrive in darkness and extreme pressure, offering insights into how life might exist on icy moons like Europa. In 2021, a drilling mission through the Filchner-Rhone ice shelf revealed a boulder teeming with unknown filter feeders living 260 kilometers from sunlight. These discoveries show that Antarctica is not a dead continent, but a living one, its isolation fostering ecosystems found nowhere else. This uniqueness makes Antarctica a critical testing ground for science, but its fragility adds urgency. The continent's isolation, once a shield, is eroding as human activity increases. The Antarctic Treaty, as we've explored, protects this laboratory, but growing tourism and research bring risks. In 2023, over 100,000 tourists visited Antarctica's coastal areas, leaving traces of waste and non-native species. The 2014 invasion of springtails at Davis Station and the persistent mushroom fly in a research station sewage system highlight just how easily foreign organisms can disrupt this pristine environment. Scientists are racing to document native species before they're overwhelmed, knowing that a single invader could unravel ecosystems honed over millions of years. But Antarctica's role as a laboratory extends beyond Earth. Its extreme conditions mirror those of extraterrestrial worlds, making it a proving ground for astrobiology. The microbes in subglacial lakes surviving without sunlight suggest how life might persist on Mars or beneath Europa's ice. In 2022, NASA tested rovers in Antarctica's McMurdo Valleys, their arid, rocky terrain resembling the Martian surface. These experiments strengthen the case that Antarctica's discoveries could guide our search for life beyond Earth. Some even speculate that the continent's ice hides evidence of ancient extraterrestrial visits, tying back to theories of UFOs and advanced civilizations. While science dismisses such claims, the possibility lingers in a place so full of surprises. The continent's laboratory also fuels speculation about its hidden secrets. As ice melts, it exposes landscapes that could confirm or refute the mysteries we've uncovered: pyramids, Nazi bases, or ancient maps. In 2024, a research team reported faint seismic signals near the Ross Ice Shelf, suggesting cavities that some theorists link to buried structures. While likely natural, these findings echo the anomalies detected in Neuschwabenland, keeping the idea of hidden truths alive. The continent's role as a scientific hub, guarded by the treaty, makes it both a beacon of knowledge and a vault of the unknown, where every discovery seems to raise new questions. As we stand within this frozen laboratory, Antarctica feels like a paradox, a place of clarity and mystery where science meets speculation. Its ice preserves the past, its ecosystems challenge the present, and its future holds both promise and peril. Will it reveal the secrets we've chased, from lost civilizations to extraterrestrial traces, or will it remain a silent guardian of the unknown? As we stand within the frozen laboratory of Antarctica, its icebound secrets whispering of ancient worlds and uncharted futures, we reach the end of our journey through this enigmatic continent, from the pyramid-like peaks of the Ellsworth Mountains to the cryptic tales of Operation High Jump, from the crimson mystery of Bloodfalls to the shadowy legends of the Ningen and Kraken. Antarctica has revealed itself as more than a land of ice. It's a realm where history, science, and speculation intertwine. The Piri Reis map, Nazi ambitions in Neuschwabenland, and the Antarctic Treaty's veil of secrecy have painted a picture of a place that guards truths we've only begun to glimpse. As the ice melts and the world warms, Antarctica stands on the brink of transformation, its hidden landscapes poised to reveal what has been locked away for millennia. Tonight, as Mr. H, I invite you to reflect on this forbidden continent's enduring mysteries and join the call to keep exploring. For the answers we seek may soon emerge from the thawing silence. Antarctica is a paradox, a place where the past is preserved in layers of ice and the future is written in the cracks of melting glaciers. Its ancient forests, fossilized beneath the Beardmore Glacier, speak of a time when life thrived in a temperate world. Its subglacial lakes, like Vostok and Enigma, harbor ecosystems that challenge our understanding of survival, hinting at possibilities beyond Earth. Yet the continent's allure lies not just in its science, but in its secrets. The strange shapes in satellite imagery, the whispers of lost civilizations, and the tantalizing possibility of technology or beings from beyond our world. Each discovery, from the ozone hole to microbial mats, reminds us that Antarctica is a living archive, a place where every core drilled and every valley exposed could rewrite what we believe about our planet and ourselves. But this archive is under threat. The rapid warming of the Antarctic Peninsula, the collapse of ice shelves, and the arrival of invasive species signal a continent in flux. As we've seen, the ice holds 90% of Earth's fresh water, and its melting could reshape coastlines and disrupt global ecosystems. Yet, this change also offers a chance to uncover what lies beneath, perhaps the ruins of a civilization hinted at by ancient maps, or the remnants of experiments tied to Nazi ambitions or extraterrestrial lore. The 2023 discovery of metallic fragments near the Ross Ice Shelf, though dismissed as natural, fuels speculation that the thawing ice could reveal artifacts or structures tied to the mysteries we've explored. As the continent transforms, it beckons us to look closer, to question what we've been told, and to seek the truth hidden in its frozen depths. The Antarctic Treaty, with its strict controls and closed-door meetings, adds a layer of intrigue. Why does a continent dedicated to peace and science feel so forbidden? The no-fly zones, restricted areas, and limited access suggest that Antarctica holds secrets too profound or too dangerous to be fully shared. Whether it's the rumored Nazi base in Neuschwabenland, the strange signals detected near subglacial lakes, or the eerie sightings of the Ningen, the continent seems to guard its truths with an almost deliberate silence. Yet, as the ice retreats, that silence may not hold. The green Antarctica of the future, with its potential for grasslands and human settlement,
could expose what has been hidden and force us to confront questions we've only dared to whisper. This is where you come in. Antarctica is not just a place for scientists or explorers. It's a mystery that belongs to all of us. The stories we've uncovered, from ancient maps to modern anomalies, invite you to question, to wonder, and to imagine. Could the pyramid in the Ellsworth Mountains be a monument from a lost era? Did Admiral Byrd truly encounter a hidden world beneath the ice? Are the creatures of the Southern Ocean relics of a forgotten past, or something stranger still? As the continent warms and its secrets surface, we stand at a crossroads. The answers may lie in the next ice core, the next satellite image, or the next expedition brave enough to venture into the unknown. So I ask you, listeners of Mystery History for Sleep, to keep your minds open. Share your thoughts, your theories, your questions. What do you believe Antarctica hides? Is it a lost civilization, a cache of ancient technology, or evidence of visitors from beyond our world? The comments below are your space to explore these ideas, to connect with others who feel the pull of this frozen enigma. If this journey has sparked your curiosity, spread the word. Tell others about the mysteries of Antarctica, from its blood-red falls to its ancient maps. The more we share, the closer we come to unraveling the truth. As we close this chapter, Antarctica remains the last great unknown, a land of silence, science, and suspicion. Its ice is melting, its secrets stirring, and its future uncertain. Whether it becomes a green frontier or a flooded warning, it will continue to captivate, to challenge, and to inspire. Keep watching, keep wondering, and keep exploring. The forbidden continent is speaking, and its voice is growing louder. Until we meet again, I'm Mr. H, bidding you a restful night and a mind full of questions. Sleep well, and dream of the ice.